We're here at PDAC in Toronto 2023, and we're talking to Peter Kent, who is the president, I think, of First Phosphate. Very interesting company that just recently listed on the CSE. And we want to hear a bit about what the company is doing, has been doing, will be doing, hear a bit more about your plans. But first of all, tell us, why did you, as a young company, decide to go into the sector of producing or trying to ultimately produce phosphate for the LFP battery industry? What's the market opportunity there?
Well, the market opportunity for First Phosphate is that our holdings in the province of Quebec in the Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean region in central Quebec contains some of the rarest phosphate rock in the world. Igneous anorthosite phosphate rock is the cleanest rock, the purest phosphate rock that can be refined and purified without deleterious minerals or toxic slag piles or waste ponds. So First Phosphate is, in short, more than a mining company, although First Phosphate begins with the mine, but we have a vertically integrated plan to proceed from concentrating the rock from the mine into purified, first of all, merchant-grade phosphoric acid, then purified phosphoric acid, and then integrating into the cathode active materials for the LFP battery. We believe, and we haven't been contradicted yet, we're the only phosphate company in the world focused entirely on the LFP battery. All of the others are primarily fertilizer, agricultural applications, and some of them are beginning to see the opportunities in purifying phosphoric acid. But again, the igneous rock found in Quebec gives a higher percentage purified phosphoric acid yield than the sedimentary deposits, which makes up 90% of the phosphate sourcing around the world today.
Okay, wait, very interesting. And of course, talking about batteries for the electronic vehicles, mostly we're talking about lithium ion, not about the lithium ion, or the narrative, let's say, has been not about lithium ion phosphate, but about the other chemistries that are used recently, let's say. But there's been some news that Stellantis is going to produce LFP or focus more on LFP. I think Ford is planning to opening something in the US with the cattle from China, of all places. Can you tell us a bit more about that situation?
Well, I think that the LFP technology was developed years ago, and some of it was on conductivity and so forth, was actually done in laboratories in the province of Quebec. At the time, the shift was to the lithium ion, the cobalt nickel batteries. But in recent years, with the development of LFP technology and the fact that LFP batteries are much less expensive to manufacture and to operate. They hold a charge for many more charges than some of the other batteries on the market. They are safer because they tend not to overheat, or in the case of some batteries that we've seen in recent years, explode and destroy the vehicle in which they're installed. So the virtues of the LFP battery are safety, cost, competitiveness, the durability and chargeability, and the recent innovations and development of the technology have made it the ideal vehicle, and we're seeing that with auto manufacturers around the world for urban driving, for charges that up to, say, 300 kilometers. The cobalt nickel battery, which is much more expensive and has other issues, is a very nice way of putting it, does at the moment hold a charge longer and is being used for for distant challenge situations. But the LFP battery, Forbes, Fortune magazine, any number of other analytical bodies have suggested that the LFP battery will grow from about $10 billion a year now to close to $50 billion by 2028 and occupy at least half of the electric battery market.
Okay, so there's substantial growth there, and if you can integrate yourself with your integrated business plan into this supply chain, that would be could be quite interesting, let's say.
Well, absolutely, and given the fact that purified phosphoric acid production is estimated to have a very substantial shortfall as the demand for the LFP battery and the chemistry of the combinations of phosphate with the iron and lithium in the battery grows. So we believe that there's an urgency. The biggest purified phosphoric acid producer in Europe, Crayon, with whom we have an MOU to...
Yes, I was going to come to that. That was quite big news and well received too.
Well, it is, and they foresee as well a serious shortfall in the amount of purified phosphoric acid available literally within years. So our MOU with Crayon has to do with the fact they recognize the value of the high purity igneous anorthosite phosphate rock in Quebec and are interested in the concentrate. And at the same time, we're working on an agreement to acquire and apply Crayon technology in the purification process, first to merchant grade phosphoric acid and then to purified phosphoric acid for, again, integration into the LFP cathode active material.
Okay, so that could be a huge development for First Phosphate there alone. So that's, of course, also a step in your plan to production. Another one is, and you just announced that today, I think, that you are starting a PEA on the Lac L'Orignal.
Moose Lake. Lac L'Orignal is our flagship property. We did the 43101 report at the end of last year and have proceeded now to launch the PEA. But at the same time, we are still drilling. We started drilling a month ago at our Bégin-Lamarche property. We have more than half a dozen very interesting deposit areas within our more than 1,500 square kilometers of holdings in the Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean area. So while we're proceeding with the PEA on Lac L'Orignal, at the same time, we are deep into the drilling of cores in Bégin-Lamarche, where some of the surface grabs earlier at the end of last year and the beginning of this year have been assayed at very positive potential phosphate percentages.
Okay, interesting. So that economies of scale could come into play too at a late point of.
Well, and we believe that phosphate, which is listed as a critical mineral, as you know, in Europe and in the province of Ontario, not yet in Quebec, not yet in Canada or the United States, but we believe the demand for phosphate for energy storage is going to be in great demand for the rest of this century. And we believe that with our very rare and high purity phosphate rock from Quebec, that we will play a significant part in serving the energy storage industry.
Okay, well, that sounds certainly like you have your work cut out for you, but also a great opportunity there. To round off things, can you give us like a sort of 45, 50-second elevator pitch of what First Phosphate is all about?
Sure. Well, first of all, energy storage is about much more than lithium. Second, igneous anorthosite phosphate rock for LFP batteries is very different from sedimentary phosphate for fertilizers. So First Phosphate is a mineral development company focused on mining the rock, concentrating the rock, and then working to purify to gain merchant grade phosphoric acid, further purify to purified phosphoric acid, and integration into the LFP battery and the cathode active minerals.
Great. Thank you very much.